Hey everybody, welcome to my weight loss series. Today's video is all about fasting for weight loss. Last week was about eating, this week is about fasting. I put out a video about intermittent fasting a little while ago. It got a lot of feedback, a lot of people were interested, and I am a big believer in intermittent fasting. And in fact, we all do intermittent fasting to some extent. When we go to sleep at night, before we eat in the morning, we do have a span to which we don't eat. So that is a form of intermittent fasting, but I'm a big believer in fasting for weight loss in a more strategic way and for a longer span than just your typical 8 hours. And I'm going to teach you how you can intermittent fast in a way that doesn't feel like you're starving yourself, that isn't torturous, and that you can combine with that 8 hours of sleep that you should be getting so you don't really even notice that you're doing it. Now, I took a bunch of notes on intermittent fasting because there is a ton of information, and you can find great information about intermittent fasting online. But I'm going to go over some of the key points with you as to why fasting is so great for weight loss, not just weight loss, but for our entire health. So let's dive right in as to how intermittent fasting can help you lose weight and get healthy. So reason number one, it changes the function of cells, genes, and hormones in your body. How does it do this? Well, insulin levels drop, which facilitates fat burning. Human growth hormone increases as much as 5-fold, which increases fat burning and muscle gain, if you know anything about human growth hormone. It increases cellular repair, such as the removal of waste from our cells, and it can change our gene expression in several genes and molecules related to longevity and protection against disease. So intermittent fasting really can be so beneficial on a cellular genetic level. It has the ability to change our gene expression, which can help us live a long and healthy life. Another way that intermittent fasting can help us lose weight is it reduces belly fat and it reduces our body fat in general. So we talked about insulin, how it can help us to become more insulin sensitive, which is what we want. It helps to increase human growth hormone, which facilitates in weight loss and muscle gain. And how else does it help us? It increases norepinephrine and noradrenaline, which can increase the breakdown of body fat and facilitate its use for energy. So that is so important, is that it helps us to burn the fat that we have and facilitate the fat that we have and use it for energy, which is what we want. So according to a 2014 review of scientific literature, intermittent fasting can cause weight loss of 3 to 8% over 3 to 24 weeks. So a total of the people that were in this study, they lost a total of 3 to 8% over the 3 to 24 weeks. That's not all. The people also lost 4 to 7% off their waist circumference. So they didn't just lose it off of everywhere, but we really notice, and what research is noticing is that intermittent fasting can help you reduce belly fat. And that is the type of fat, that visceral fat that can surround our organs, is the most dangerous type of fat that we want to make sure we are getting rid of. We want to make sure that we are fighting against belly fat because it is surrounding our internal organs, which can be extremely, extremely dangerous. So that's the type of fat that we really want to target, is that visceral belly fat. It also showed that it increased their metabolic rate anywhere from 3.6 to 14%. So intermittent fasting actually increased the rate at which they burn fat. It increased their metabolism. So this is really, really cutting edge research. It is so relevant. It's so important because we eat all the time. It is not very often that most people know what it feels like to truly be hungry and to wait to eat. We're so overfed and we're not giving our body the chance it needs to use the food that we have, to use the fat that we have for energy. 4 other ways that intermittent fasting can help you lose weight and increase your health are as follows. Intermittent fasting can lower your risk of type 2 diabetes. It reduces oxidative stress and inflammation inside your body. It may prevent against cancer, heart disease, and Alzheimer's, and helps you to live a longer life. We see that countries that have longer lifespans, they do adopt a little bit more fasting rituals, and we see this not just in communities, but in different religious circles too. Fasting is so prominent and so healthy for you, not just on a physical level, but on a spiritual level as well. Sometimes we just need to give our bodies some time to relax and to stop running to food whenever we feel something. We don't just eat when we're hungry, but we eat when we're trying to escape different feelings, when we're trying to numb, when we're bored, when we're fearful, when we're anxious. And so when we make a commitment to fast, then we are making a commitment to be present and to be present with what's going on and what comes up inside of us as well. So what is the best way that you can intermittent fast? Usually the typical span that experts say is to get your fast around 16 hours. I don't typically go that long with my fast. I usually do anywhere from 13 to 15 hours, depending on if I work out in the morning or if I go and teach an exercise class, then I end up eating beforehand. But here is a really simple way that you can incorporate intermittent fasting, getting a longer fast than just the 8 hours overnight. Most people don't even sleep that long, so you're probably not even getting that. But it makes it really easy and you don't really even realize that you're doing it. Here's what you have to do. Stop eating in the evening. Stop eating in the evening. It is one of the best practices to follow. Not only does not eating in the evening help you sleep better and aids in digestion, but it really does target weight and it helps you to maintain a healthy weight. Like I said, it helps you sleep better, it helps with your digestion, and it's pretty easy. A lot of us, after dinner, we're not hungry. We've just built in some bad habits of snacking in front of the television or snacking after we eat because of something else. Because we're bored, because we're avoiding a feeling, because we're tired. There's different reasons why we're eating in the evening. So be mindful about that. Stop eating after dinner and try to have your dinner early. If you ate between 5:30 and 6 and you were done eating at 6 p.m., that means waking up at 6 p.m. will have been 12 hours. Now, a lot of you won't even wake up that early. You might wake up at 7 or 8. So now you're adding on another 2 hours to that. That brings you to 14 hours. For me, I usually stop eating around 6, maybe 6:30. Now that it's summer, it's a little bit later, and I know that that's not late for some of you, but this is how I navigate my intermittent fasting and what works for me. I stop eating between 6 and 6:30, and I don't eat again maybe until 7:30, anywhere from 7:30 to 9 o'clock the next morning. If I'm teaching a fitness class in the morning, I will eat when I wake up, and that's usually around 12 to 13 hours that I'm getting, maybe more 13 hours. If I am not teaching, I go to the gym, I do not eat, I train fasted. When I come home, it's usually around 9 a.m. So I get 15 hours, and that's my fast. I don't really even realize that I'm doing it, and it has made a huge impact on my weight, on my health, and I really notice that it's quite easy for me to manage my weight when I'm eating whole foods, but also when I'm incorporating intermittent fasting. So that's a really easy way that you can do it. Maybe try and start with 12 hours where you stop eating at 6 and don't eat again till 6 in the morning, or stop eating at 7 and eat again at 7 in the morning. Maybe try the 12 to 13 hours and see if you can build up to maybe more along the 14 to 16 hours. Again, I don't do 16, but try it for yourself and see what you think. Not only do I talk about the benefits to eating a healthy diet, but I also talk about the emotional reasons why we might turn to food and why we're struggling with our weight in my book, Food Rehab for Food Junkies, which is available everywhere. If you haven't picked up your copy today, I urge you to go and grab it. It will change your life. It will change your relationship with food and with your body. So please go and get that today if you haven't already. And for the next week, I'm going to challenge you to try intermittent fasting just for a week. See how it goes. Stop eating after dinner and don't eat again for 12 to 13, maybe 14 hours. And see what changes it makes in your body. Again, this is all trial and error, but it really has helped for me. And the scientific evidence backs it up. All of that stuff that I read off to you today, it is scientific-based research. So try it. Let me know how it goes. Please leave me a comment in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I will see you next week. Have a good day. Bye-bye.